Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how you can remotely connect your IS series NVRs, DVRs, and XVRs from browser. You can use any browser, Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, but for this particular presentation I'm going to use Microsoft Edge. So here's the Microsoft Edge browser. There are two ways you can connect to your NVRs remotely. One, using your public static IP address. If you have that from your internet company, your ISP, they do charge you extra for it, or some of them, or most of them do. So if you have that, go ahead and type that address in. We do recommend having a static IP address if you're using your DVRs or NVRs for applications like video monitoring or any application that requires a lot of bandwidth and quality. And that's true with any manufacturer's NVRs and DVRs, not just ours. So if you have that, go ahead and type that in. I'm going to go ahead and type in our internal static IP address, followed by colon and 81. Most all of our NVRs and DVRs are default set to port number 81. So if you're doing port forwarding, make sure you have port 81 forwarded. If you've changed the port number, then go ahead and put that port number in there. Once you have that, press enter and it should take you to the login screen. A lot of our clients do use P2P method, so I'm going to go ahead and show you that, which does not require static IP address or port forwarding. For that, you have to type in https://www.autonet.us. You can use .us or .com, or you can use www.autonetglb.com. I like using autonet.us. So let's go to that address, and you'll see very similar screen, except one field is added on the on here, right here, that has QR code. That's where you put in your QR code number or the P2P number, which can be found physically on our NVRs and DVRs, or for all of our DVRs and NVRs, you can go into the menu settings and information, and it'll give you that number. For IS series model, they typically start with letter N as an NC. So go ahead and type in that address here, then your user ID here, password, and then click on login. And now you should go get the little message here that's telling you that you need to download a little applet. So for the first time, when you connect to your NVR DVR from a desktop for the first time, any desktop for the first time, you will have to install this particular applet or application, which is very lightweight. So when you do that, it actually downloads this application right here. A lot of our clients will just click on it to install it. Sometimes it shows up here. For a lot of browsers, it shows up on the bottom. But please follow the instructions. It says before installing, please close your browser. You may also get this little warning on the bottom if you have a Norton or any of the wires scanned. So it is safe, so you can just close it. As you can see, it's telling you that it's scanned, and this particular applet is safe to install. So before I click on it and install it, what I'll do is click on this button right here, which is open download folder, or here if you have a warning message on the bottom, then you'll see that it'll say open the download location. So I'm going to go ahead and click on here so I can see where it's downloaded, the easiest way to find that. And then now I'll close the browser. Now the browser is closed. I'm going to double click on it, and it gives you this little warning message, says web client, it needs to be installed. I know it's blacked out for my recording software, it's not showing that, but you just click on yes on that particular user access control or user account control warning. And once you do that, you'll see a little black screen DOS command from black screen pop up, and it'll install the file that it needs to install. And once that screen's gone, is your sign that it's finished installing it. So I'm going to go ahead and now close the download area where the applet was downloaded, and open up my Microsoft Edge browser. Now that it's open, I'm going to go to the same site again, which is www.autonet.us, and this similar screen again. Go ahead and type in your P2P number, your QR code number, your user ID and password, and then click on login. You should now see your camera screen now that the applet is installed, and pretty much we're done here. So if you're familiar with this, you can go ahead and stop the video. But while I'm on the screen, I'm going to show you a few of the buttons and how to move around on this particular screen. When you log in, it'll show you single camera view. You can actually change it to 4, 8, 9, 16 different views. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the single view. On the left, you'll see you can pick different cameras. So I'm going to go ahead and select Cashier 1 camera. And by default, it brings all your streams, your cameras on substream because your mainstream, especially like for example, this particular location has a 4K, which is an 8 megapixel camera. It's a lot of bandwidth. So every NVRs and DVRs typically have a substream, which is a lot less bandwidth, but also reduces the quality. If you have something going on, or if you're just looking at one screen, you can actually click on mainstream and you will see that it'll really clear up it'll make the quality much better. Not that the substrate wasn't good, but this will make it much better. So I recommend not doing it on all the cameras. There's a button right here that says all cameras. That's a lot of bandwidth, especially if you have 8 megapixel or 4K cameras, and may end up crashing this applet, or your bandwidth it'll really utilize your use of all your bandwidth. So you don't really need it. I recommend just if you're in one camera mode, or if you're trying to research or trying to look at one camera, 2 cameras, then you can go ahead and just do those cameras rather than doing all streams. You can make this full screen by clicking on the button over here. You can also close this particular area if you don't want to see that, and you can close this area as well. If you need to make any changes, you can also do that remotely by clicking on the front panel button, and you'll get a similar screen like you see on your when you're locally at your NVR when you go into menu and settings. It's a pretty nice little options that we have here. With many of the NVRs and DVRs don't have. They have limited things you can do as far as setting or making changes or configuration to your NVRs and DVRs. You can go back to live view, and it should bring you back to your live view. Once again, by default, it brings up the substream, and click on mainstream, and it'll make that particular mainstream. This particular location actually has our POS integration, so you see the text coming in. It's a little bit hard to read, but you can go into settings and change the color of your fonts, so it's not as difficult to read. I think they have it where it shows pink, and the next line should be a different color, so you can make it just one color, or you can change the color by going into the settings. Thank you for watching.